Hey, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. I'm using the Light Seers Tarot for this week's reading, and I'm going to start by drawing 3 cards. Each card represents a portion of the upcoming week, and the intention with this reading is to get an overview of the week ahead and get some new ideas and some inspiration for the week coming up. Now, I am in my foster kitty room. I've got a new foster cat, my other foster cat, Mackenzie, who I think I maybe only showed like once. I had her for 4 months, and she is gone on to her next adventure. And this is Peridot. And Peridot has some issues. She's very sweet. I've got a heating pad for her because she was kind of shivery. This room is kind of cold. It's in my basement. So I have a heating pad for her, and she's kind of stressed out. So I'm just trying to help her feel relaxed and at home. Okay, so let's start with the first card, which is for Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And we have the World. Wow. Okay. So beginning of the week, we have the World. This card, it can represent many things. There's many different directions I could go with this, but my first impression was that it represents connection. And also the idea that the macrocosm is a reflection of the microcosm. So things that we see on a global level are also things within us. So I'm trying to think of another word to describe this. It's almost like you as an individual in your body, in your life, is like a smaller version, in a way, of the world as a whole. And it's this idea that you cannot heal global issues if you aren't able to go inward and heal those same issues that you have within yourself. And yeah, this is the direction I want to take with this card. A few things that stand out to me is actually the joyful expression on this woman's face. It looks like she's kind of dancing, and it looks like she's stepping through a portal. So there's a big circle, and it is, I'm just going to look closely at this card. Yeah, I think it's a snake biting its own tail. So it's I think you say Ouroboros. So it's a snake biting its own tail, and it's almost like it forms like a portal, and she is like leaping through that portal in this spirit of joy. And that's what stands out to me, is this joyful expression on her face. And I think that one way to heal ourselves, one way to go inward and to heal ourselves, is by embracing joy and pleasure. Those are 2 portals, pleasure and joy, 2 portals that we can go through in order to start to facilitate healing within ourselves. So that's the message I get. I love the sacred geometry. I'm just watching a documentary series or a show on sacred geometry. So that's cool that we see that here. We've got the Merkaba down here, flower of life, all kinds of beautiful things here. So let's look at the card for the middle of the week. So this is for Wednesday, Thursday-ish. And we have the Chariot. All right. So 2 major arcana cards in a row. That's interesting. And the Chariot is all about... The Chariot is a very... I mean, all the major arcana cards are powerful in their own way, but the Chariot is a very... it's a very energetic, a very powerful card about moving forward. And I'm drawn to the 2 horses on this card. There's the dark horse and there's the white horse. it makes me think about the themes of good and evil, or dark and light. And I feel like this connects to the world in that a key to healing ourselves is to embrace both sides of ourselves, our shadow and our light. It's not about just embracing the light and ignoring the shadow or pretending it doesn't exist. A lot of people want to like cut ties with their shadow and with the dark aspects of life. But the Chariot tells us that actually if we want to move forward, if we want to heal, if we want to move on, if we want to move in this lifetime, we have to embrace both parts of ourselves. And that if we don't, we get stuck in cycles and patterns, and it starts to feel stagnant, and it can also feel boring, like, ugh, this again, like really again. And it's because when the shadow is denied, it doesn't go away. It doesn't become weaker. It just finds other routes to express itself, and it pops up surprisingly in different places. So the Chariot is encouraging you to do some shadow work. And if you aren't familiar with what this is, look into it. There's lots of good books and guides and stuff out there about doing some shadow work. But I want to also highlight, it's not just about shadow work, but this is about getting in touch with your true desires. So there's your light side, which is represented by the white horse. And I feel like the white horse represents kind of what we know about ourselves, how we like to see ourselves, who we want to be, our ideals, the things that we think we're working towards. The dark horse is what we're actually working towards. The dark horse is what we truly want, what we deeply desire and long for on a very visceral level, on a very like soul, spiritual level, maybe even a carnal kind of level. And it's important to embrace that and get to know that side of ourselves. And I was just reading a book this morning. It was talking about how often desires and addictions and patterns happen because there is some basic primal need that we can't, for some reason we can't meet it, or we deny that need. Like, for example, like the need for human connection. If we can't get that in the right amount, then we start seeking it through other means, through drugs or alcohol or whatever, or shopping or, whatever. And so it becomes important to figure out, well, what is the need underneath it all that isn't being met? And that's what this card makes me think about, which is funny because the Chariot, it's a card about moving forward, but it's like we can't move forward unless we do that, unless we honor what our needs are. Let's look at the weekend card. This is for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and another really powerful card, Ace of Wands. All right. The ace symbolizes potential and the potential for a new beginning. And the Suit of Wands is a card that represents energy and spirit and willpower and inspiration, getting that spark of inspiration and energy. Pay attention to your ideas this week, and you may find ideas and insights popping into your head in the most unexpected ways. So you might just be in the shower, in the bath, out for a walk, doing dishes, vacuuming, doing something that's kind of routine and something that doesn't really require a lot of your attention. And all of a sudden, you'll get these ideas. So pay attention to that this week. I love how the flame here is kind of situated sort of just above her third eye. I think that's kind of cool. Her eyes are closed, so this is about sort of going inward for inspiration and ideas. I do think that by the end of the week, by the weekend is an idea to brainstorm, to get new ideas for things. This may be a more creative time than normal for you, And the rush of creativity and ideas and fresh insights will be a result of doing the work at the beginning, in the middle of the week of well, I won't repeat it. I won't bore you with all the crap I said about these two cards in the beginning of the video. If you indulge in those things, then you will be rewarded with like a rush of insight and ideas. Okay, so let's look at all three cards together. I think I've mentioned everything that I want to mention. Yeah, I think I've mentioned everything, so I will turn it over to you. Please feel free to share if you have any ideas on these cards, or if a particular card really resonated with you, or if you feel drawn to a particular symbol in this reading. Please feel free to share in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I do these videos every week, and check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I have a lot of fun tarot learning resources on there for you to check out. So I'll put the link below this video. So thanks for watching, and have a great week.